Good morning, America. This is the Ukulele Chicken Gardener once again. I know it's been a while, but I really haven't anything worthy to post. Got the end here of a cold, but I got some exciting things going on in the garden, and I thought, let me take a video just in case it's how-to worthy. So, be right back. So what I'm working on today is I went out and got me a bunch of free pallets from a local vendor, and as you can see, I cut them in half. So pallets are roughly 40 inches wide by about 48 inches long. So what I did was I cut them down to 20 inches in height approximately. You see you got the top and you got the bottom, so you've got a solid structure, and I cut them all the way down the lengthwise, so 48, so about 20 by 48. And then I went to another local vendor who has flooring, and with that flooring comes these sheets of they're not really exactly plywood, they're very cheaply made, but the purpose of them is to keep the flooring from getting damaged. But he gets these sheets of them that are about 40 inches by 50 inches. And so what I did was I went out and I got I don't know, a dozen or so from him, maybe 20, and I started ripping them to the size of my pallets. And so what you do is you put an end cap on one, and that will hold the pallets together, end cap here, end cap there, and then I sheathed them with another piece right here. Now the idea is, once you get these things structurally sound, I guess as structurally sound as you're going to get for free wood, then you can wrap them in house wrap, which I had left over from a house project, to try to keep the water off of them for some time. So I will come back to you when I've got a better or actually have advanced more in this garden, and yeah, it's going to turn into something beautiful, I believe. Praise the Lord. Hey y'all, what I'm doing today is I'm getting some stain on these boxes. I've got 3 of them stained over there. And then we'll take this house wrap, like I told you before, and we'll staple it on the inside to keep it from getting beat down by the weather as quickly as it would if we did not do those things. Got my brother over here visiting with me today. He's working on the porch, putting the wire underneath so we can keep the critters out. But yeah, life on the farm. Ukulele Chicken Gardener out. Praise the Lord. Now we're getting the ground all tilled up so we can rake it and level it out, get our boxes in nice and level. Charles is working on putting wire underneath to keep the moles and the voles out. You want the critters out of your garden. And then when we get all of our boxes in place, we'll lay down cardboard and we'll put a couple 4 to 6 inches of chip mulch from free chip mulch, that is, from tree services. And then we'll put up the rest of the split rails and we'll wire it all in and we'll make it look pretty. Praise the Lord. Hey y'all, today I'm lining the beds with this plastic. I'm going to staple it along the top edge all the way around. It'll just be a barrier between the inside soil and water and the wall. I've already done a few over here. So once I push all the plastic back, there'll be good access to the bottom for draining. But I gotta do all these beds, and yeah, I'm getting on it. Praise the Lord. Found me a laborer. So we got all these beds that we're going to put plastic in. We got the plastic in them, and the next thing is to source the materials from in these woods to use the Hügelkultur method, which is where you put big timber in the bottom, and then you put sticks on top of that and leaves on top of that, probably about halfway, maybe 2/3. Then you top it off with compost and whatever else you want to amend your soil with, and yeah, and then you'll be ready to plant. So I look forward to it. Got one more bed to build just like this over here, so that we can throw a trellis from here over to the other one, and then we'll be able to grow cucumbers up and over that. Praise the Lord. Happy trails. So here's start of our Hügelkultur beds. The first layer's got big old logs in it that I've had sitting out for about a year. So they are decomposing already. Look at all that funky growth on there, man. That's going to be all in the soil. Yeah, I like it. Yep, this is again called the Hügelkultur method, and you can look it up on Facebook. Praise the Lord. So I had these piles of leaves and just stuffed dead grass that I took out when I tilled. You can see some right there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick those up. I'm trying to pan slow and throw those into the beds right on top of that wood. This is what I'm calling a germination dome. And as you may recall, I've got these beds that I've got set up. Look at this. There's a tomato trellis going up for indeterminate tomatoes. As I showed you before, cucumber and bean trellises up. I'm just so excited. Look at this thing. It's already getting some humidity in there. I can see that on the plastic. So I'm going to show you what I made this out of. So this is not rocket science, and I'm not going to make this a long portion of the video, but these things right here are what come on pallets to hold wood down, and they've got metal straps straight across them. So I went out and got me some of those for free. Here's the cutoff end so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and so I took those and I cut them down to size for my garden boxes, and you can pretty much use anything you want for inside here, inside the slot. But I had some PVC left over that was trimmings off of something that I was working on. But anyway, so I took these boards, I made a frame, as you saw earlier, and I had this plastic wrap. You could use probably better visqueen or some thick gauge plastic, mill plastic, and take this and I wrapped it around and around and around my frame, and then I put this on here and I screwed screws down the line, 1-inch screws, and then I cut the inside of the plastic off and turned it over, put it on my box, and that's how I got a germination dome. I hope I'm coining that phrase. Maybe I should trademark it or whatever you do. Praise the Lord. And this is what they look like when they're on there. Look at that moisture inside there. The humidity's building up. I just put that one on. There's 2 more over here. I like it. I like it. Got a lot of work to do, but she's coming along. Gotta go get another load of compost for this. A little bit of garden soil. Man, I just enjoy it so much, and I'm thankful. Praise the Lord.